Netanyahu's dire warnings over the Iranian nuclear program may have seemed excessive to some at a time when world powers are focusing on the terror threat posed by Islamic State. We asked one former CIA officer, Charles Kogan, to explain the prioritizing.
Well, I think that it's probably the case that the Israeli leadership, or Netanyahu, is concerned with the new emphasis on ISIS, or the Islamic State, is taking some of the attention away from Iran. And he wanted to set that straight in his speech. He wanted to bring Iran to the forefront and describe it as a hypocritical power bent on regional hegemony and getting a nuclear weapon, which would be a disaster from the Israeli point of view.
In his speech, Netanyahu also touched on the devastating conflict between Israel and Gaza that raged throughout most of the summer, defending Israel's operation and condemning Hamas for using human shields. We asked Kogan how legitimate the prime minister's claims are.
Another thing that he was anxious to point out in his speech was that Israel had been very careful to protect civilians when it made these attacks in Gaza, which of course is rather absurd, because there were some 2,000 Palestinians killed in the Israeli campaign, and on the Israeli side there were something like 72 casualties, of which I think 3 or 4 were due to Israeli rockets, and the rest were Israeli army casualties. So the imbalance is extreme. And to say that Hamas invited attacks on Palestinians is an overstatement.